It's like she saw the red flags and decided to wear a red dress to match. That's what it's giving me. Okay, guys, Love is Blind UK is here. I've got my gold cup. I've got my notes on my phone. I'm ready to talk about this. Let's get into it. Who else is so excited? I've been waiting for this since the day they announced it. So, guys, without further ado, if you're new here, I've reviewed a few of the Love is Blind US, or they're just called Love is Blind series. So I am so excited they've brought it to the UK. I'm excited to get into it, give you my thoughts. What I'm more excited about is hearing you guys' thoughts. So like comment below, comment along with me as I'm speaking. I can't wait to get into conversation with you guys in the comments, even if you disagree with me. Also, just in case you guys haven't watched all the episodes yet, I will try and timestamp when I'm speaking about each episode. So I'll be like, okay, this is episode 1, this is episode 2. So you can stop watching when it gets to the point you haven't seen yet or anything like that, right? So we start out, we meet the men, we meet the women, we meet our hosts, Emma and Matt Willis, who, like, I love Emma as a host. Petition to get them over to the US. No shade, but big shade. So the first date we see is Freddie and Catherine. Guys, comment below, I want to know, if you're on a date with a guy and you hear he's a funeral director, would that turn you off or no? Like, would you keep going? Like, obviously it didn't turn these people off, but yeah, I was just curious, like, what would be your initial reaction to hearing that? But anyway, we see Freddie and Catherine on their date. They seem to be vibing. Initially, Catherine seems to have like a great bubbly energy about her. She's good at speaking with guys. Like, I'm like, she's gonna do well. She's thriving. And yeah, she's thriving. We see her on a date with Ollie as well. He seems to like her, seems to enjoy her energy. We then see Ollie go on a date with Demi. Fun fact, side note, I actually know Demi, so I went to school with her. So I'm gonna try and be impartial, but it was insane, like, seeing her on the screen. We meet Steven, who, sorry, it's not just me. Steven is fine, okay? And he owns a gym, okay. And well, you wouldn't be able to see. I was gonna say I know who I'd go for, but you wouldn't be able to see him. Anyway, so we see him on a date with Sabrina. They seem to be getting on. It seems like they have a lot in common. So then we meet Sam. Instantly, I'm not feeling Sam. I'm gonna be so real. I haven't seen what people are saying online, so you guys may disagree with me, but my spirit just was not taken to Sam. And I like that Jasmine, so we see Sam on a date with Jasmine. She's holding his feet to the fire. He's like, women never give me a chance. And he's giving it all this sob story. She's like, why? Why don't they give you a chance? Like, she's giving it back and asking him all the right questions because she's probably like, something's not sitting right with me here. So then we also see Sam go on a date with Nicole, and I'm thinking, oh, okay, is he going to be torn between these two? Let's see. But yeah, Nicole also has a good, like, fun energy, just like Catherine. And I think that is quite important on a show like this. Like, you can't just rely on your looks because you're behind a wall. So you need to exude, like, a bright energy. But yeah, so I was just seeing in my notes, I was saying, like, I don't want to judge a book by its cover, but I'm not feeling Sam. He's like, you know, those self-proclaimed good guys, they're constantly going to make themselves the victim. You've got something going on with you. He's got things 10 times worse. Like, that's the vibe I'm getting from Sam. So then we see Nicole go on a date with Benaya. And I'm like, okay, this is feeling like it's more her speed. It's seeming like they are connecting somewhat. They're into similar things. I'm like, please, Nicole, go that way, but we'll see. Also, side note, them showing that they're eating, like, it makes me laugh so much every time they show that now, them little clips of them eating after the controversy. Comment below if you know what I'm talking about. So then we see Steven and Sabrina, and they're both wearing rings from their grandparents who passed away. And it's like, they're just so perfect for each other. I'm like, I really hope something doesn't ruin it. Like, what could ruin it is what I'm thinking. And then here it goes. They end up speaking about kids, and Sabrina expresses she would be happy not having kids. Like, if she ended up not having kids, she'd be okay with that. And you can see Steven's a bit like, ugh. And I'm like, oh no, is this going to be like a sticking point? And it's very relatable. I don't know if I've expressed it on here. I've definitely spoken about it on other podcasts and stuff, but I am of the similar thoughts as Sabrina. Like, I would be okay not having kids. And that has been tricky dating, like finding someone that is okay with that. Like, it's not say I definitely don't want kids, but I let it be known there is a chance we're not gonna have kids. And so yeah, when you find someone that is okay with that, it's always a plus. That's all I say on that for now. So then we see Jasmine on a date with Bobby, and they seem to be vibing and connecting, and it's got her questioning, does she like him more than Sam? And I'm like, Jasmine, please do like him more than Sam. But anyway. So then we see Nicole and Benaya on a date, and Benaya is basically expressing that, you know, because she's asking what will life look like if we settle down, we have kids, and it's like, because he likes to travel and he's a nomad, I guess, and he doesn't ever live in one place. I think it was him that said he's homeless. As a joke, I'm guessing. But yeah. And so she's like, you know, what will it look like in our future? Will you want to stay in one place? And he's kind of, I don't know if people overlook that. She definitely did. Like, he didn't really say, yes, I will stay in one place. He's like, you know, we'll have our base, but he's going to be all over the place. So I don't know. I feel like she brushed past that a bit too quickly. My thoughts anyway. Thankfully, Stephen and Sabrina, they go on another date, and she explains more, you know, I'm of an older age, and when we get married, I want us to focus on being married for a while and then look to have kids. But by that point, she'll be, oh God, the plane. Yeah, by that point, she'll be in her late 30s, close to 40. It will be hard to conceive, so it might be that they have to look down the route of surrogacy or adoption. Is that something he'd be okay with? And he is. So it's just like, I really, guys, comment below. Do you guys, I really like Stephen and Sabrina. They're like one of the few couples I truly like and am rooting for. So after that, Stephen opens up about the fact that he dated a woman. Things were getting really serious. And then she had a serious illness. She had a tumor, serious illness. And it was really hard. And like the way things were going, I thought he was going to say she passed away. And he was more like, she decided she didn't want to be with him and she's doing okay now. I didn't see the story going that way. I'm glad she's doing okay. That must be really hard to take, I guess. But yeah, that was a plot twist of a story. Comment below your thoughts on that story. So guys, hear me out here. Catherine and Freddie are on their date. They get talking and find out their grandparents have the same names. I feel like it was Bill and Mary or something like that, right? And they're like, oh my God, wow, what a coincidence. I feel so much closer to you. Do you not want to check your relatives? That would be my first thought. I would be worried. No? Okay, just me. So we're back at the headquarters, and Catherine is speaking with Demi, and she's trying to find out how strong her connection is with Ollie. She's like digging, and I rate Demi. She's like keeping her thoughts close to her chest. She's not trying to give too much away. She's not being completely dishonest. She's like, yeah, we've been getting to know each other. It's going good, but she's not giving a lot away, which, like I said, I rate. And then, I'm sorry, but Catherine goes, yeah, I don't really see them working on the outside. Girl, bye. Sorry. I know I said I'd be impartial, but that really rubbed me the wrong way, Catherine making that point. Like, why? Do you think you're better than Demi? What is it? Why don't you think they'll work? But that comment rubbed me the wrong way. And this is my thing. She didn't make this comment, so fair play to her. But Catherine gives me the vibe of, you know, girls that like to call themselves girls. I really don't like that saying. Like, don't get me wrong. I get along with girls, like, love my female friendships and everything like that. But people, self-proclaimed girls tend to be the worst. And Catherine is the poster girl for self-proclaimed girls. That's all I'm gonna say. That's all I'm gonna say. Even though, like I said, to her defense, I haven't heard her actually say it. That's the vibe she's giving me. So episode 1 ends with Stephen proposing to Sabrina, and she's like, oh, you know, you're saying all these things, but... And that's where it ends on a cliffhanger. I'm like, surely she's gonna say yes, right? So episode 2, Of course, Sabrina does say yes. She had us on our toes a bit there, but yeah, she says yes to the proposal. So then we see Tom and Maria in the pods. They're opening up to each other. You can see a connection building there. Maria opens up about losing her dad during COVID. Tom opens up, if I'm not mistaken, about his dad leaving, his mum's growing up in a single parent household. And then we see Tom go on a date with Natasha. So I'm like, okay, here we have another love triangle. Like, guys, I can't lie to you. I would hate to be in that position, but I love seeing the love triangles, especially seeing them in the beginning and then seeing it, like, how it ends up. And like thinking back to the beginning, being like, oh my God, did I see it going there? Like, I just find the triangles quite interesting. Let me know your thoughts. We see Freddie and Catherine on a date. He lets Catherine know if anything should happen to his parents, he's gonna be looking after his brother who has Down syndrome. And I feel like Catherine kind of says, yeah, it's fine a bit, but it's almost brushed over. And I'm just like, is she truly taking in what it is he's saying? Like, does she truly mean it? It wasn't like, because there's been a situation like that before in Love is Blind US. I don't remember what couple it was, but somebody made a point to be like, I would be the sole carer of my sibling. I think it was a girl that said it. And the guy just gave a bit more, unless they cut it down, but it was just kind of like a passing, as if to say, like he said, you know, I want cream bed sheets. Do you know what I mean? This part had me dying. I was so, oh my God. So, Catherine lets Ollie know for her birthday she went to Ivy Asia and then Cirque, a club. And Ollie was just like, yeah, nah. Not the girl for me. That finished me. He was just like, yeah, I'm out. Oh my gosh. Oh my days. We see Sabrina and Steven meet for the first time. You can tell they're attracted to each other, like emotionally and physically. It's making sense as well. I feel like they're going to be the perfect love story to come from the UK. They could throw us for a loop, and I could be wrong, but from what I'm seeing, I'm like, that's what it's given, yeah. So then we see Sam and Jasmine's date. And she's just like, I feel like you're just telling me what I want to hear. And I get it. I've had those thoughts with guys I've dated before when it just feels like they're reading off a script. Like, why is it you come in and the first thing you're telling me is there is another girl, but it's you that I like more and all of it. Like, let's just focus on us. Why are you bringing up someone else? Yes, of course, you're dating other people. I get that. But let's just keep it up. He's not genuine. It doesn't feel genuine. And I love that Jasmine picks up on this. In contrast, we see Jasmine on her date with Bobby. He's opening up to her more, and you can see she's like leaning more towards Bobby and is feeling like she's made her choice. It's Bobby, not Sam. She picked up on the red flags. We'll get into that a bit more. So yeah, Jasmine goes on another date with Sam, lets her know her connection is stronger elsewhere. And the funny thing is, Sam was going in there to, you know, express his feelings to her, and she just like straight up, stronger connection. I was like, yeah, that's fine. I get it. Cool. He walks out, dashes his cup on the floor. Sorry, anger management issues. But yeah, dashes his cup on the floor. Also, why is it when he walks into the men's headquarters, he's taken off his top as well? Is this man okay? Is he all right? And then after all that, he's like, you know, beggars can't be choosers. And now I know that Nicole is the one for me. Huh? What? I'm sorry. No, that's just given. I need to stay on the show by any means necessary. Fair also. I get that some people go on here for TV. I need to stay on the show by any means necessary. I'm going with my next best bet. Like, that's what it felt like. So yeah, it's Ollie's birthday. Demi makes him like a nice card and colors it in and everything. It was cute. But she fills the room with like balloons and everything. It is very sweet. It is very sweet. And yeah, he's loving it. You can tell like he's really touched by it. And I'm like, yes, Demi, get your man. Don't let Catherine stand in your way. But I'm impartial. And so when Demi goes back, Catherine can clearly tell that the connection is stronger with them. And she's like, you know, I'm going to make the decision to just remove myself. I don't want to get in the way. I'm going to make the decision to step away from this situation. I'm like, girl, She was shaking. She could tell she didn't stand a chance. So she wanted to spin the narrative to make it seem like, I don't know if any of you guys watched Love Island US, it was given Daya. Okay? Catherine is Daya and Demi is Serena. And I was always team Serena. Okay? Just saying. So then Nicole goes on a date with Benaya and he's like, he's not sure he's ready for like proposals just yet. But it's like, I don't think he expressed his feelings correctly. Cause in his like confessionals, he's expressing he's falling for her. And it's like, oh, you should have been clear. Cause this is now like getting her back up. And I feel like she's like, oh, even though they were really starting to bond and this is going to push her closer to Sam. I'm like, oh no. Bobby and Jasmine get engaged and it's sweet. It's lovely. The final engagement part. The lead up? The rap? I'm sorry. No. I would, maybe she was just putting on a brave face. If a man rapped to me like that, no. I'd need the ground to swallow me up. Like singing to me, rapping to me, absolute no. But Bobby is sweet, so I'll let him off. Also, guys, comment below. Am I alone in that? Did you guys feel the same way about the rap, or did you guys enjoy the rap? Maybe it's me. Maybe I'm bad vibes, okay? Also, does anyone else see that Bobby looks like a bit like, especially from the side profile, Aston Marigold, I think his name is, from JLS? Anybody else see it? No? Okay. And yeah, when Bobby walks back into the boys' headquarters announcing he's engaged, Sam looks pissed, and I can't lie to you, I'm here for it. Here. So Sam gives Nicole a bracelet, and this is just like a Hail Mary. It's just like, he's like, yeah, I saw it. It's his own bracelet that he was wearing. There's no sentimental. He was just like, and I thought like you deserved it. Huh? And he's like, I knew from the first moment that it was you. No, you didn't. That's a lie because you wanted Jasmine as well. Don't lie. And Nicole, unfortunately, is eating it up and she's falling for it. I'm like, girl, no. And Sam's like, I can't wait till when I see you and I pick you up. And Nicole's almost like, oh, can I say if you'll be able to pick me up or not? Like, she just like, obviously she doesn't want to express like what she looks like physically. So she's like, oh, and catches herself. She's not big at all though, but Sam goes back to the boys' headquarters and he's now worried like, oh God, she did say one thing. Is she big? Is she all of this is like, okay, so you do care about physical appearance, even though to start with, he said love is skin deep. I can't remember. Anyway. So yeah, and obviously Benaya overhears that and he's like, Sam doesn't feel like he's got the right intentions. Should I tell Nicole? Steven is like, I think you should tell her. I think it was Steven, or was it Tom? I think it was Steven though. Anyways, that's the end of episode 2. On to episode 3. Benaya tells Nicole. But he just says, I don't think Sam is here for the right reasons. I think he's here for fame. But doesn't express exactly what it is he says. And I wish he did to give her more clarity. But maybe the producer said you can't say exactly what it is. You can just say he's not here for the right reasons type thing. Maybe. I don't know. So then we see Maria and Tom. And it looks like they're hitting a bit of a road bump. Because she's like, they're speaking about how they view marriage. And she's saying she'd want a more traditional marriage. And he's like, he doesn't want a stay-at-home wife. And she's like, oh, no, not that. Like, but if we have a child, the first 2 years, I want to be home with a kid. And he's like, I would want to be home with a kid. And it's just like, it doesn't feel like they're connecting. But also, it is the mum that tends to stay home with the kid. I didn't, like, his response was a bit like, interesting. But yeah, it seems like they're hitting a bit of a road bump regardless. So we see Jasmine and Bobby meet for the first time. Now, Jasmine, beautiful girl. Bobby, attractive guy. They look so sweet together. They do. And it feels like they are attracted to each other as well. But I don't know why. There's something in me that's like, something's not quite right. And I hope I'm proven wrong. Okay, do you know what? I made a promise to myself, guys. I'm going to say my exact thoughts. Now, low-key, high-key, I'm Team Jasmine because she clocked Sam on his BS and she couldn't see him. We can see him, we can hear his confessionals, so it's easy for us to know he's not it. When you're in the pods, it's harder. So the fact she clocked him, Team Jasmine, right? I stand with her. But there's something about her with Bobby that feels like she's just saying lines or what she feels she should say. Not in a malicious way, not in as bad as way as what Sam was doing, obviously. But I don't know, and I hope I'm proven wrong. But like I said, I'm going to give my 100% honest, unfiltered thoughts, not just to try and be right, just what's going through my head. And if I'm wrong, I'm wrong. Happy to be proven wrong. But that's just what I think. Don't shoot me, but comment below what you think. I'm sure everybody loves them and now everybody hates me. Sorry, bye. Catherine, we see her in, I think this is when she's in the women's headquarters, going on about how she ended things with Ollie. You really didn't. You clocked he wasn't feeling you and tried to get ahead of things. Like he was going to end things with you and you knew it. So she's on her date with Freddie and it seems like they're connecting. They make an attractive couple. I will give them that 100%. Freddie seems sweet and they both let each other know that they're in love. Everything seems to be going well for them. Yeah. This part did definitely get me quite emotional, seeing Demi open up about having endometriosis. And we see earlier on in their conversation when they were speaking about, like, he was speaking about having kids, you saw it like in her when he was saying that, and I could see there was something she wanted to bring up. So she's like, you know, it's hard for me to conceive, and I know, and she says like, this is something that's been a struggle with other relationships, and I can't even begin to imagine how hard that was for her to bring up. Like I could see, like, as like I've stated, I'd be fine not having kids, but just putting myself in that position of a woman who does want to have kids, and you're like, this is something you're insecure about and you're worried about, and it's like, oh, I've got to now bring this up, and is this going to be a deal breaker? I feel emotional just thinking about it now. So I can't even begin to imagine how hard it was for her to bring up. But his response was perfect. He was so comforting, and yeah, he handled it well. That part really did get me choked up for her. And the greatest thing is, like, yeah, we went to school with each other. We don't really speak anymore. We follow each other and stuff, but it's not like it's one of my friends or anything like that. So I am looking at her like just a TV character, but I really like, oh, she had my heart in that moment. Like I was drawn to her in that moment, shall I say. So we're back in the women's headquarters and Jasmine is trying, this is what I said, even though I have my doubts, Jasmine is a G, a real G, and she sees it like it is, right? So she's trying to talk sense into Nicole and letting her know, Sam was saying the same stuff to me. He was saying I was his number one or whatever it was. But it doesn't feel like Nicole is taking this in. And I'm like, Nicole, are you somebody that has to feel you won't hear? And then it's seeming like Tom is leaning more towards Maria than Natasha, which I didn't see coming, to be fair. But yeah. And then we have Freddie proposing to Catherine. She, of course, says yes. So then it's set up like there's two people who want to propose to Nicole. We have Sam and, why have I forgot his name? Benaya? Benaya, there we go. Sam and Benaya are both waiting for the chance to propose to Nicole. And then we see her go into the pod with Sam. And I'm like, oh, sis, you actually can't be helped. And she asks him, I just need to know, are you here for the right reasons? Girl, what do you think it's going to say? No, I'm not here for the right reasons, actually. I just came for fame. I want to fake this with you, make it as far as I can so I can get enough screen time. You know what? Actually, Jasmine was the one I wanted, but she let me go. So you are the second option. Is he going to say that? Hell no. So what does he say when she asks him, are you here for the right reasons? Yes. And here's my thing in this moment. Nicole seems like one of the sweetest women ever. She seems lovely. But at this point, I'm going to sacrifice her as tribute. I want to see car crash TV. That's what I was thinking. So let the good times roll. Give us the drama. They're going to be the drama. They're going to be the car crash. Because she's like to him, I love you. And his response is, no one's ever loved me before. I need you to love me. Tell me you love me every day. Oh my God. Like, I was just like, this is not looking good. It's like she saw the red flags and decided to wear a red dress to match. That's what it's giving me. He proposes to her. She obviously says yes. She's like, I love you. And he says, I think I love you. Girl, what? Like, that should have been... And I feel like in the moment, it looks like she sat down and she's like, what have I just done? Or she's clocked that he said, I think I love you. But I think she was just like lamenting on the fact that she's now got to go and break things off with Benaiah. So she's like getting very emotional. She's crying. And yeah, she ends things with Benaiah. You know, she lets him know Sam has her heart. And I'm like, what? I guess I'm ready for the car crash TV. Then it ends, we see Freddie and Catherine meet for the first time. And Catherine is crying uncontrollably and she's so happy. I feel like part of that is a relief that, wow, this man is fine. If I'm being honest, because she was like, she was saying, you know, she's not going to care what he looks like and all this stuff. But when she saw he was fine, she said, thank you, Jesus. Thank you, Jesus. So that's the end of episode 3. And now for episode 4. So we start with Tom sitting with Natasha in the pods and letting her know he doesn't know if it's a romantic connection, basically. And it's probably just friendship. And I rate Natasha. She was fighting for her man. She was trying to say, are you sure? Is it like... And he had to keep telling her, no. Oh, God. And yeah, I'm going to read from my notes just so I don't get anything wrong. But so Natasha's like, you know, she says she hasn't felt that connection like what they have with anyone else before. And his response is, do you think that's what you can base a marriage on? And I'm like, well, yes. Like, isn't that part of what it is? Like, a connection you haven't felt with anyone before. He was going on like she just said, I love the sound of your voice. That isn't what you should base a marriage on. But feeling a connection, like, with someone like you've never felt before, I feel like that's a good base of a marriage. Is that just me? I've never been married, so I don't know. Comment below. Let me know. But yeah, he's like, you know, he's got to trust his gut and then go with Maria. And, you know, we hear Natasha say, you know, I don't think our story ends here. Like, she's really trying to fight for her man. I rate it, but I think I'd have too much pride. I couldn't do it. But I'm also like, is this foreshadowing? Is this maybe not where their story ends? So we see Nicole and Sam meet for the first time. Side note, Nicole, 28 and 2 engagements under your belt. Shout out you. Even Ariana Grande was. She had to wait till she was like 30 before she had 2 engagements. Like, what a queen. Get it? I'm joking. Also, Sam is tall. I didn't expect that. Now, guys, spoiler alert, I'm sure you've all seen the episode anyways. It said later in the episode, but I genuinely wrote it in my notes. When they put the ring on the wrong finger and realized, I'm like, is this foreshadowing? And when I write that in my notes, my thinking is this foreshadowing that it's going to be a shambles? They're going to get on their honeymoon and it's just going to be a downhill mess. That's what I thought. We will get into what happens to them after, but yeah. Also, Sam's like, what color are your eyes? And she's just like, black, brown, whatever. And he's like, brown and boring. I'm joking. Did he say brown and boring? Like, this guy, I feel like he would neg her. Like, I'm just like, you know, you come across some guys that are insecure in themselves and they take it out on their partner. Like, they pick at them to bring them down to their level. And I'm just like, oh, this is going to be a lot, because he's just like, oh, no one ever believes in me. What does he say? No one ever believes in me. No one ever gives me a chance. And I'm just like, I feel like this man is going to need way too much reassurance. Like, it's going to be draining on her. Yeah, so Sam and Nicole, they're leaving the reveal. And Sam shouts out to her, I think I love you. Think! You're engaged to someone and you only think you love them. Am I the only one that thinks that's crazy? I know this is an experiment and they're getting married sight unseen. But even still, what? And I feel like then it started to sink in for her, like, what have I done? And we see her obviously in the confessional, like, this is going to be a crazy ride. And she's trying to like make light of it. But you can see in her face, she's like, oh. And I'm just going to get to it now because they announce it later. But spoiler alert, they don't make it to their honeymoon. After that moment, she's like, it just didn't feel right. And then we see Sam saying, yeah, after the proposal, it didn't feel right. Sam, I know you're lying. Like, Sam, you would have gone through with it. It was Nicole that decided to call things off, and you're trying to make it out like it was a mutual thing. It was not. Sam is an interesting character. So we get back to Maria and Tom. She lets Tom know she's in love with him. He proposes. He gets emotional. Clearly, this is where his heart really was. Side note, Maria is stunning, by the way. To be fair, the whole cast are quite attractive. Like, whoever you end up with, you're all right, you know? So then we see Maria and Ollie. No, we don't see Maria and Ollie. We see Demi and Ollie in the pods. He's written her like a beautiful like love letter. He reads it out to her. Side note, at the it's like he reads the most beautiful, well-written letter and he's like, so will you marry me? And I'm like, this show will not finish me. But regardless, it is a beautiful moment. She, of course, says yes. They're engaged. This plane is insane. We then see Tom and Maria meet for the first time. I was nervous at first. I was like, is there an attraction here? Are they feeling it? What? And then I was like, okay, no, yeah, they clearly are very attracted to each other. Very happy to be with each other. They start lip-syncing and her lipstick is all over his face. It's insane. And it's not even red, it's like a bright pink. It was a sight to see, especially he's got all that all over his mouth and he's getting down on one knee. But, you know, yeah. And then we have Demi and Ollie meeting for the first time. And she's really nervous. Like, is he gonna like the way I look? And I can't even begin to imagine. Like, I would feel the same way. Like, you've been getting to know someone behind a wall and they like you and you're like, oh my God, are they gonna like the way I look? Like, I would definitely be getting in my head, regardless of how confident you are in yourself. I feel like it might still get to you a bit. But yeah, they meet. He's clearly attracted to her. They have like a beautiful meet and they're just, yeah, it's cute. Do you know what? This show will make you get in your feels, watch this show with caution. No, if you're like dating someone while watching the show, you'll mess them like, hey, how about we just do this? No, I'm joking. But I love it. I love love. I love seeing people like connecting. And I know this is just the beginning and they're going to take us through a loop and there's going to be a lot of drama. Half of these couples aren't going to end up together. But for now, I'm living in hope. Okay? So then we fast forward and now we are at the honeymoon. It's one of my favorite parts of the experiment. Comment below, what is your favorite part? Is it the pods? Is it the honeymoon? Is it the moving in after or the actual wedding? I love the honeymoon though, because that's when you really get to know the people. The mask is revealed. You see, okay, where are the cracks going to be? Who's going to be the couple to give us the most drama? So I'm here for it. So we see all the couples. It's like the nighttime and they're on their honeymoons. We see Freddie and Catherine. She's still talking about Ollie. Like, oh, I'm going to see him tomorrow. I'm intrigued to see how that's going to be. Like, girl, you're engaged. Get over it. But that's going to be interesting to see. And yeah, like I said before, I've mentioned obviously Nicole and Sam decide to go their separate ways. And Nicole actually does say what I said as well, that the ring on the wrong finger was foreshadowing, like, is this the wrong decision? And just to focus on them for now and just like leave it there. We see in the preview, she goes back to Benaiah. I keep wanting to call Benaiah Jebediah. And that's not a common name. I think I've only heard that name once or something. Is it in the Bible? Clearly I don't read my Bible. But yeah, we see her, she goes back to Benaiah and sees if, like, lets him know she made a mistake. I don't know if he's going to take her back, but we'll get into the preview in a bit. But yeah, so we're just seeing the couple settling into their honeymoon. It seems like, you know, they're all having a good time. Catherine lets us know they had sex twice. I think that's the name of this episode as well, episode 4. And yeah, again in my notes, I say there's something about Catherine that doesn't sit right in my spirit. If anyone else feels the same way, let me know. Is it just me? Am I just seeing something that's not there? Or is she, I don't know about her. But yeah, let me know in the comments below. But yeah, that's everything. We see a preview of what's to come next week. and it seems like Ollie and Demi are going to be going through it. He's like, I want to go home. I'm like, is that home, or is he just talking about back to where they're staying on the honeymoon, not necessarily leave the honeymoon? It's looking like it's gonna be a good season though, guys. I'm excited. Let me know, how you feel. I will say this, and I felt it from the trailer, and I felt it watching these first 4 episodes. It doesn't feel distant to the Love is Blind we're used to watching. Like, this is Love is Blind, it's just UK. Like, I don't know how to explain it anymore. Like, it's got the Love is Blind quirks to it, the feel to it. Like, it doesn't feel too dissimilar. So I'm loving it so far. I'm a fan. I'm ready to go on the journey. I'm rooting for Demi and Ollie. Okay, I wasn't impartial, but I'm rooting for Demi and Ollie. I'm also rooting for Sabrina and Steven. It feels like they have a good, genuine connection and have potential to last. Also, Steven is hot. I want to be proven wrong about, what was her name again? Jasmine and Bobby. Because Jasmine alone, a big fan of her. Love how she clocked Sam from the jump. But Jasmine and Bobby together, there's something I'm not buying, but I'm happy to be proven wrong. Because when love wins, it's a win for all. And that's where I'm gonna end it, guys. Comment below your thoughts. Let's get into some conversations. Prove me wrong about Jasmine and Bobby. Tell me your thoughts. If you're like really rooting for them and you see a solid foundation, let me know in the comments below. I will be back next week. They're bringing out another 5 episodes, so we're gonna get into that as well. But yeah, that's all for now, guys. I hope you did enjoy this video. I hope we continue the conversation, as I said, further down in the comments below. As always, if you did enjoy this, feel free to like, comment, subscribe. All that good stuff I'm meant to ask you to do, please do. And I'm just rambling now, and I don't really know how to end this, so I'm just gonna go.